Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Anna Morphides here with Many Hearts Counseling, and today we're gonna piggyback on a video that I started yesterday on how to deal with challenging days. I made a video yesterday not only based on what I have been experiencing earlier this week, but also what the majority of the people that I worked with also experienced. I do know with the phases of the moon, because we are made up of water, we are 90% water, we do get affected the same way that the tide gets affected by the energy of the moon. We also do get affected, and because we are vibrating molecules, electrons, protons, neutrons, it is only normal that our vibration will shift and change. And then of course, depending on what is going on around us, the situations, our work environment, our house environment, that will also have a great effect as well on our mood. So I wanted to address it again today because I feel like earlier this morning, my sessions were centered around that same theme. People feeling guilty because they are falling off the gratitude wagon, or they're not doing the best that they can. And they'll say things like, but I know all this stuff, why am I not doing it? Or things like, I'm so upset at myself because I totally lost my cool last night, and how could I do that? I totally know better by now. It doesn't serve you any purpose to speak to yourself that way. Yes, it's okay to hear these thoughts come in, but there has to be grace for us being humans. We are this energetic soul in a human suit, right? Like made out of flesh and bones, and we have nerves and neurons and so many cells, so many working parts that are all vibrating on energy. Our whole environment is vibrating on energy. Nothing is ever constant. So everything will always be shifting and changing. And remember the 5 predominant emotions: fear, sadness, disgust, anger, and then there's joy. So most feelings, right, like 3/4 of them are going to be challenging, because 4 out of 5 of our emotions are challenging. So every day we're going to have to combat it. So you're not the only one. So don't let those thoughts come in. And if you want to stew in your misery for a day, that's okay too. As long as you don't judge it, as long as you give yourself that time and space. If you don't want to do gratitude for one day, that's okay too. I mean, we can't always go to the gym every day, or we can't always be on a certain type of diets every day. I have lots of cheat days. I love cheat day. But if I had a cheat day, say, and this light is getting in my way. If I were to have a cheat day, allow myself to have a cheat day, and then it followed with thoughts of guilt, then what's the point of having that cheat day anyways? I'm not even enjoying it. And I'm causing myself more physiological damage, because our body and our minds are interconnected. Our cells listen to everything that our mind says. So if we have a cheat day, and instead of saying, oh, that was so amazing, we start saying things like, how could you? You're a fat pig. You're going to gain like 50 pounds now. Oh my God, I can't believe you fell off your wagon. You're going to have to go to the gym 3 times next week. Forget it. Don't even do it. Same with falling off your gratitude horse. That's okay too. Or what if you lost your cool one night? You're acknowledging it, and that's okay too. Everything is okay in life as long as you acknowledge it and you let it pass through you and you don't judge it. That is what it means to be in the present moment. Not living in the future and being anxious about what possibly might take place, or not being depressed and living in the past about how you were last night. Present moment. Oh, okay, last night I lost my cool. Did that feel good? No. Do I want to do that again? No. Do I need to talk to my partner about it and perhaps explain to them where I came from? Yes. Do I want to talk to my children about it? Yes. Because the challenges are never going to stop. I was listening to Abraham Hicks the other day, and Esther was saying, and this is so true. She was like, if you decide that you don't want to be around anyone that's mean or challenging, she's like, you might as well just stay in the house all by yourself all day. Don't ever be in traffic. Don't go to work. Give your kids away. Right? And then the whole crowd was laughing because it's true. Like, our kids are really challenging and frustrating, and our partners are going to be the same. Usually the dynamic relationships in our life are the ones that are like closest to us, that give us the most challenges and show us where we need to tweak ourselves a little bit to become our best version. So it's totally normal. We can't give our kids away. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but that's not the solution. Right? The solution is to be able to be in that chaos, just like Brian Weiss used to say in his book, Miracles Happen. You want to be the mountain. Your soul is the mountain, and no matter the rain, the hail, the snow, the storm around it, you just want to be solid and peaceful. And if the time comes that, because we're actually not a mountain, we're made up of emotions. I highly recommend watching that Disney movie, Inside Out. They just come in like this, boom, 90 seconds, and then feelings arise from that. But we can control our feelings with our thoughts. So we have choice in how we think about our actions. And this is how to live your best self. The 4 agreements, and now it turns out he's giving us a 5th agreement as well. Be impeccable with your word. Number 1. So if you choose to have a cheat day, allow yourself to have a cheat day and don't make yourself feel guilty. Stick to your word. If you want to call in sick from work and you want to enjoy that because you want to go shopping or whatever else you want to do, you want to go see the doctor, whatever it is that you want to do on that sick day, and once you make a decision to call it in, it's useless if you spend the rest of the day feeling guilty about it, because you're not going to enjoy it and you're not being impeccable to your word. That has happened to a client of mine not that long ago. And they called in sick, but then spent the rest of the day doing the things that they wanted in guilt and shame. So what was the point of that? It just ended up making them even more sicker, to be honest. So be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally, ever. Mean people are mean to others because they're not happy with themselves, right? It has nothing to do with you, ever. So don't take it personally. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their traumas are. You don't know what the emotions that they're holding inside. You don't know. All we know is that if we take things personally, we are hurting ourselves because we're making it mean something about us when it has nothing to do about us. We have so many of our own challenges. Imagine that the other person also has the same. No one is excluded from this way that we each feel. So it's not fair to take our stuff and then someone else's too and make it mean something about ourselves. So not taking something personally. Say your boss came in and they were having a bad day and they're kind of screaming and yelling. You don't know what happened in his household yesterday. Don't make it mean that you're a bad worker or that you were not good enough. Same with a spouse that is perhaps taking things out on you. Don't take it personally. Or if you see a friend walking down the street and they don't say hello to you, you don't know what's going through their mind. It doesn't mean that you need to do something to fix that. You don't know what goes through the person's mind. A securely attached person will see that and be, oh, wow, he must have had a really bad night yesterday, my boss. Or, oh, I wonder what that friend had on their mind. Maybe I should call in and check in on them later and see how they are. Like, that is how a secure person deals with things. They don't take things personally. It's the best thing that you can give to yourself. Right? You're driving in traffic and someone's honking at you. Man, that happens quite often here in Vancouver. And I know once in a while, I actually, well, depending on my day, I actually have found myself retaliating, and I really don't like it that I do that because I become that person. But don't take it personally. It's, yeah, people just let out their frustrations in any way that they can. And we are mean to each other when we're not happy within ourselves. So it's our job to see what needs are not being met in that moment and make sure that we fill them. Because at the end of the day, now that we're adults, it is no one else's responsibility but ours to fill our needs. Another way to make sure you live your best self. So we talked about being impeccable with your word. Don't take things personally, and always do your best. Even if it means that you're going to decide to sleep in, do it in the best way possible. Don't feel guilty about it. If you're going to decide that today is going to be a day that you don't do gratitude, do the best that you can to not be in your gratitude. Whatever you decide to do, just do your best. If you want to start a project, do your best. Don't let fear come into your awareness to stop you from doing what you want to do. If you want to, because this is actually really prevalent in my sessions, don't wait for somebody else to give you an okay to do something. You do your best. If you want something done, if you're waiting for somebody else to give you the approval, whether it's changing your kid's bedtime or signing up to belong to an organization or signing up to get guitar lessons, whatever it is that you want to do, don't wait for somebody else to give you the okay. You do the best that you can with what you have in that moment in time and what you want to experience. It's all in your control. And what is number 4? Always do your best and being home with your word. What's the last one? Okay, I'm going to talk about number 5. This is the newest one that he released, and then I'm pretty sure the number 4 is going to come to me. So the number 5 rule to live your best life is be skeptical, but learn to listen. So very often in our society, we listen to respond. We listen to react as opposed to responding. What you want to do is hear what the person is saying and respond. You don't want to react to what they're experiencing, right? When someone is sharing something about themselves, there's no need for us to react. All we have to do is just make sure that we respond, and then be skeptical. And he means by being skeptical is don't believe everything unconditionally. Give room and margin for everything to not be 100% true. Nothing is finite. So for example, if you don't do your gratitude every day, you're going to not be the best version of yourself. Be skeptical if someone is saying that to you. Is that really true? If my partner doesn't change, I will never be able to create the change that I want in my house. That is not true, ever. You can create the change that you want without depending on other people. That's the whole point of living, is being able to not externalize your wants and your needs, is to be able to gift them to yourself from within. You have the power to do this each and every day. So this is how you get to the best version of yourself without allowing you to be in guilt and shame. And if those feelings of guilt and shame come in, just let them pass, and remember that you are always doing the best that you can at any particular given moment in time. And it's okay to give yourself time and space for everything. Because if we weren't meant to experience sadness, it wouldn't be there in the first place. We just want to be predominantly in what serves us the most. Because the big question that you want to ask yourself is, what value do these feelings of dissatisfaction or anger or frustration have in my life? No value. There's no value other than lowering your human vibration and bringing you things that you don't want to attract. So let it go. Let it go. Remember that Mean people are mean to you because they're unhappy. Don't take things personally. Always do your best. Be impeccable with your word. And I'm going to write number 4 in the description box because it's not coming to me. Remember that everything is always happening for you. Wishing you a blessed rest of your day, and happy Friday, happy weekend. Wherever you are, give yourself everything that you love and you need. Go dance, go sing, go play. Let your inner child express themselves. And if it wants to express itself by sleeping in and not doing gratitude and spazzing, that's okay too. Just don't stay there. Please do like the video and subscribe if you want to watch more of my content. If you have any questions, as always, I welcome it. And yeah, I will see you next time.